Good afternoon. Today we are finishing up with our Unit 6 with the PO38. So quick note, with the finishing up of Unit 6, that means we are ready for our test. Okay, for Unit 5, I did a day of review before we did the test because we had work before Christmas and then we had 2 weeks off and we had work after Christmas. So we reviewed because we had such a large chunk of time in between our unit. I don't normally do a full day of review in our unit, especially when it's a short unit like this. We've only been doing this for a week. Okay, so I think, should be fine not having a whole day of review because it was a short unit. Tomorrow's practice test is our review. So we can look at, just looking back, we started on, let's see, was it PO34? Yeah, so PO34 and we're at PO38. So that's 34, 35, 36, five objectives that we've covered. Okay, so it's not that much. So tonight, just review from PO34 through today. Okay, it's only 5 objectives. Tomorrow is just the practice test. When you get to the practice test, if you go, oh, I totally missed that, then you know what to study for tomorrow night. Tonight, get your help sheet ready. Make sure you write down how to do the direct proportions and partitive proportions. Okay, those are inverse proportions. So write down how to do those different proportions so you'll remember on the test tomorrow. So tomorrow's the practice test. Here's the thing with that. I get the practice test and the real test and the retakes from Mr. Schultz. Mr. Schultz is in the hospital right now with his wife who had a baby. Yay for Mr. Schultz and the Schultz family. Don't know the baby's name yet, but it's a baby boy. Woo-hoo. So here's the thing. He was unable to get me the practice test and the real test before they had to go into the hospital. So he said he thinks he's going to have time tonight to get those to me. But we may have to be flexible. We may not have it in time for tomorrow because, you know, babies, and babies kind of take priority over work. Family comes first. So we may have to flip-flop our days. Friday is always our Khan Academy and retake day. There may be an offside chance that we might have to do that tomorrow and do the practice test Thursday, real test Friday. I'm thinking Mr. Schultz has some time on his hands while he's sitting in the hospital. He said, I'm getting my computer. I will have time for it. He has all of the practice tests and real tests. He has it on his computer. He just has to send it to me. So I am going forward with practice tests tomorrow, but just know we may need to be flexible because baby. So be flexible with me if we have to shift our days. Are you guys good with that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for being understanding. But fairly certain, 98% certain that we're going to have the practice test tomorrow. So with that, let's look at our PO38. It is a PO. So remember, those POs, you have to pass every PO. So if there are POs that you're missing, you need to get those retaken when we have our retake day. So make sure you're staying up on what POs you have to retake. I put it on our summary sheets. Okay, so if you want to double check, I have it on my computer too. And I'll let you know what POs you're missing so you get those retaken on Friday. When I was passing out the retakes from this past Friday, there were people who should have done retakes that didn't do retakes last week Friday. Make sure you know if you have to do retakes that those get done this Friday. All right. For PO38, similar polygons. Polygons with corresponding, big word, sides that are proportional. Bless you. So similar polygons are polygons with corresponding sides that are proportional. Even though the side lengths of similar polygons are proportional, the angles are equal. A triangle, for example, will always have 180 degrees, no matter how big or how small. Consider the two figures below. When solving for unknown sides of similar polygons, here are two ways you can set up a proportion. Let me move this up just a little bit. Maybe. Ay, 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 ay. Nope, too far. All right, method 1. We have long side A over long side B equals short side A over short side B. So to set up the proportions, to find your missing length, line up long side A over long side B equals short side A over short side B. Or you could say long side A over long side B equals long side A. No. Oh my goodness. Long side A short side A. Equals long side B over short side B. So notice that similar units are never diagonal. Long versus short, A versus B. So we can see that it's long side A, short side B, long side B, short side A. Long side A, short side B, short side A, long side B. So they're never diagonal. They match up either vertically or horizontally. Either way works. So now we need to solve for the unknown side of the figure. So let's look at how that would work using those methods. So we know our short side of the first one, we'll call this A and this B. Okay, so we have the short side of A. So if we're going to go with method 1, short side of A is over short side of B. So that would equal long side of A, which is our question mark, over the long side of B, which is 24. Is that right? I'm just looking to see what information.
So you're saying
Yeah.
the long side, which 10 is the short side.
Short side of A over short side of B. So 10 over 15 equals the long side of A, which is our question mark, over the long side of B. So what would the long side of A be if we're looking at our proportions? What do you think, Nathan?
16.
How did you get that?
You did 10 times 24.
So Nathan is saying 16. So 10 times 24 got you what?
240.
Okay.
And then divided by 15.
And then he divided it by the 15. And he got 16. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you could do it with the long side A over long side B, or we could do it with method 2. Long side of A is our question mark over the short side of A, which was 10, equals the long side of B, which is 24, over the short side of B, which is 15. So that would get us 10 times 24 equals 240, and then divide by our 15. So we're doing the same math. We can set it up either way. We're going to be doing the same math. Make sense? So let's look at our second set. This is A, this is B. Long side of A is 24.
No.
No.
Question mark.
Ah, the question mark. Interesting. So how should we figure this one out?
I think there might be an unneeded,
It might be what?
like an unneeded number.
Which one would be unneeded, the 12 or the 24?
Because you have a short side one over there, which is 15. That's what I thought.
What are you seeing, Sam?
I did the this one, and so 15 and 12.
15 and 12 go together.
Yeah, 12 is 4/5 of 15. So I did 25 times 4.
Okay. It was a little bit more complicated, but I see where you're going and that makes sense. Let's look at this. Our question mark corresponds with the 25. So was it Maddie that said it was unneeded? Or that was Izzy? So we are not comparing the 24 to anything. So we don't need that number because we're not comparing it to anything. We're going to look at the 12 to the 15 and the question mark to the 25. So we're going to say the long side of A is our question mark. So the long side of B equals the short side of A is 12. To the short side of B is 15. So we would do 25 times 12 equals what?
300.
300
Divided by 15.
divided by 15,
Equals 20. Oh, wait, 20. Yeah.
20. Is that what you got, Sam, with how you did it?
Oh, yeah.
So the way you did it was correct. We don't normally get such easy numbers to work with to do it that way.
Oh yeah, I've been with you. I think that way just works better.
Okay.
I know.
And we know that there's various ways to do math. As long as you're getting the correct answer, that's the important part. So you're going to do the second page on your own, figuring out those answers. Remember, you have to match up your sides. So our question mark went to this side of the B. Match up the sides that you have information on. You may end up with numbers that you don't need. Use the numbers that you have. Again, when you are done with this objective, go through the last 5 objectives, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Make your help sheet. I have a lot of people talking. I'm still talking, friends. Sam, sit down. I am still talking. When you are done with the objective, make your help sheet. We are going forward as if we're having that practice test tomorrow, because I'm 98% certain we will be able to have it tomorrow. So work on that help sheet. Go back over those objectives that we did at the beginning of last week so you remember how to do them. For my friends at home, I will have on Google Classroom tomorrow what we are doing, so I will know by tomorrow morning. I'm expecting it to be the practice test, so go back over your objectives and make sure you are prepared for it. Email me with any questions you might have. I hope you're doing well and have a good day.